earlier in the week that say the things that you do can have a positive or a negative impact on others. And how you choose to live your lives is what has that impact on other people. And one of those examples was every morning, every meal. How many people are going to go home and have breakfast and say, "Good morning, snowflakes"? For the people who are like, "What are you talking about?" Loyola and Aramark have an employee that checks people in. Right? Oh, there we go. That has to check people in, swipe the cards. And every person that comes past, she is so excited to see them. And she says, "Good morning, sunshine, baby." And then when you leave, it's, "Have a great day. Goodbye, my loves.
Sunshine, baby."
Fran chooses to make impact in people's lives. She chooses the little things that have a huge impact in people's lives. She could stand there and say, "Give me your ticket, give me your swipe card, I'm going to swipe it, and you're going to get it. As soon as you're done, see you later." But she chooses to leave an impact in people's lives. She chooses to be that person who plants those seeds in everyone. How many people smiled when they went through the line and saw Fran?
Yeah.
How about the groups this week that went around and picked up trays for other groups? They did those things. They did that small deed, which when you're sitting there eating and you're like, "Now I need to go up and bring my tray." And all of a sudden somebody comes and says, "Can I take this tray for you?" It's those little things. How about Kenneth Perry from Group E2? Where's Kenneth at? Right there he is. Most people don't realize this, but Kenneth took it upon himself to purchase a Hobie Hug for every single ambassador here. And the cool part is, each of those Hobie Hugs had a specific message to each ambassador. The TAs were going through those and they said, "I don't see any repeats." He didn't just say Hobie Hugs and that's it. He wrote a message to every one of you. And that's leaving that type of impact that we're talking about. And so that's why I stand up here today, and the volunteers who are seated out there tonight have extreme pride in what you 402 ambassadors from around the world have brought to this WLC. You have made this special, not only for each other, but for us and for this organization. Because we have challenged you this week. We have pushed you sometimes beyond what you thought you were going to experience. A lot of you came in not knowing what to experience. This is just another Hobie seminar, let's go to another one. But we took that up a level. And on the very first day, things like my challenge to you to say, put the technology away. Send a message to your parents saying, "I'm really not going to communicate this week." And the amount of pride today that I felt sitting in those sessions and saying, I did not have to tell one person this week to put their phone away. Now, a few facilitators might have, but that's on you guys. But I really, honestly have not heard from facilitators saying it's a huge problem that texting all the time and doing that. So I applaud you for taking that challenge and running with it. So I did my research and I found that in your age range, there are 120 million people in your age range around the world. And yet there's only 402 here tonight. Why are you sitting here? Why were you selected from your school or your community or your country to represent and come here and take part in this program? As I said last night, my Hobie story involves faith. And I hope that as you ponder that, you try to see the fate that brought you here today, and how many people were involved in bringing you here today. And again, the responsibility that you have back to all those people to make an impact in this world, to ignite your light, and to find your passion that will not only affect yourself, but will affect the other people around you. I also, the theme that we came up with was Ignite Your Light. And I hope you really pondered what that means this week. Because Hobie WLC is about giving you that spark. And as was mentioned, it's not over today or tomorrow. This was the spark to ignite your light. But you have to fuel that light. You have to keep feeding that light. Because we know that in this group we already have examples of people who are changing the world. But we know there's going to be 402 of you out there who are finding that way of changing this world. And part of that was to challenge you to say, what is your I have a dream speech? What is your passion that you're going to take heart and take hold of to make an impact in this world? There's so many things over the past century or so that we can think of that have been huge accomplishments, like eliminating smallpox and polio, the invention of the internet, tearing down walls that separated countries, the civil rights movement, which led to the first African-American president in the United States. What is it over the next century it's going to be that big thing that just changes civilization? And can you choose now to be a part of that? Can you find what that is and give it your all? As we're going to hear in a little bit with the choir, we can destroy hunger and we can conquer hate. Can we do that in this generation? Can we? I am confident that we can do that. And so I just want to close by reiterating the words that Dr. Schweitzer said to you, Hugh. And that is, what are you going to do with this? Are you going to choose to say, this was a fun week, I met a lot of friends from different countries, I learned how to speak Taiwanese. We had a great dance, we were at AEP, it was a lot of fun, I got a lot of pictures. And it was a fun experience. Or again, is this week going to be something that changes your life? That gives you a new sense of direction, that brings you up to the next level? I challenge you to find them, to come back and report back to Hobie and to your facilitators and to everybody on the volunteer team that had an impact in your life this week. Give them those stories. Tell us how you are making that impact. Because that is what Hobie is all about. That is why you were here this week. It has been such an honor to serve as your Hobie Daddy and the chair of the WLC team. Thank you all for everything you have done for me and for the volunteers and for each other. Thank you.